Alrighty, got our Chapter 2 projects here, so let's get right into it. So I decided to do the Hostel app and the Segway app. So we'll go ahead and start with the Hostel app here. I found a hostel here over in Asheville. I'll include a link there to the website I used to find it. I think it was like hostelworld.com, and there's not very many hostels nearby, but there were definitely a couple over in Asheville. So then we've got the name here, the address, and the cost range. Well, should start. That's for the second screen. This is the first screen. It's got the name of the hostel, the image, the hostel image from the student data files, and a button here that whenever the user clicks this button, it'll take them to the second screen that displays the information about the hostel. Okay, so of course all the text and everything is included over here in the strings.xml file. And now we have our main activity.java, and what this is going to do, basically we just reference that button on the activity main.xml, and then I added a on-click listener to it. And whenever the user clicks that button, it's going to load up this second screen here, this activity hostel.xml. Well, more specifically, I guess it's going to run this hostel.class, and that is going to display activity hostel.xml. And of course, all this was just auto-filled by the by Android Studio whenever I created it. But yeah, that should be good, so I'll go ahead and pause it and launch the emulator. Okay, so we got the emulator loaded up here, and here's my application when it's running. So we can see we've got the hostel name and the image and our button here, so we can click on that, and that will load up the second screen here displaying all the hostel information, which includes the name, the address, and then the cost range. Alright. There we go, so that should wrap up that one. I'll go ahead and load up the other project. Alright, now on to the Segway app here. So let's see, let's switch to our first window. So this is the main window here that'll be the first window. So we've got this Segway Rentals header and then the description, and I just copied all this from the book there and set it up exactly how they had that. So now we've got the Rent a Segway button, and whenever they click that, it will load up this window right here, and this shows the Segway picture, and it has the description there. Alright, so all the text is over here in strings.xml, and I cannot remember if I mentioned that on the other application, but it's set up like that as well. Okay. And now we have our main activity.java, and pretty much the same procedure. I mean, you have you reference the button, add a click event or an on-click listener to it, and then you make a click event here that will load up. Basically, we'll start this rent class here, which will then display the second window there, that activity rent.xml. So that should wrap that up. Let me go ahead and launch the emulator. Here we go, got our emulator loaded here, and this is the Segway Rentals program in action. So got the same as our first screen here. Then if we click the button to rent a Segway, it will now display this window with the Segway pictures, or well, the picture of the Segways, and then a description there. So that should wrap up the Chapter 2 projects. Alright.